man and the woman. And Allah, one of His name is the Creator, Al-Khaliq. And when you believe this, He stated in the Quran Al-Karim, said, وَأَنَّهُ خَلَقَ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى. Allah is the Creator who created males and females. So this is the beginning of the concept between with human beings. Allah has created, it's not our choice. It's not our choice to choose even. Allah created males and females. And once in the creation, during the creation, He said, أنه خلق الزوجين. Alright? الذكر والأنثى. And الزوج or الزوج means the spouse. Okay? And some scholars, what they say, during the creation, you are meant to be with your spouse. Allah is creating your spouse, okay, your mate. But you don't know when it will happen and how it will happen, okay? And this is one of the miracles. And if you ask lots of people, those who are married, and you say, how did you meet? You will hear a strange story, okay? It could be out of coincidence, it could be out, but they realize that at the end they are husband and wife, okay? وَأَنَّهُ خَلَقَ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى. طيب. Marriage as a concept, it's with all the religions, alright? Even those maybe who are not even religious, or they are not following any types of religion, they still believe maybe in marriage between a husband and a wife, and have a house and some kids, and try to live normally. But in the Quran, Allah states that the relation in marriage between the male and female is itself a miracle. Okay? And this you need to focus on. It is a miracle. It is not just a normal relationship. And when you realize this, you need to focus on certain instructions in the Quran Al-Karim, the Holy Quran. The first thing you need to believe, and you need to believe very well, that the relation in the marriage between a man and a woman is a miracle itself. And Allah said this when He said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, one of His miracles, أَنْ جَعَلَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. Okay? One of His miracles of Allah's, that He has created the marriage, or He has created your soulmates in marriage, so you can live peacefully. And that's why if you ask any sort of relationship out of marriage, it's not the same. Although in the look it's the same. Like now people who are having girlfriends or boyfriends or whatsoever, it's not the same. Although the concept is, the mating is the same, but while there is not marriage, they don't live in that sort of peace, internal peace with the spouse. And that peace, when you ask the married people, they don't know where it comes from. And this is one of the miracles. And sometimes, it happens a lot, especially where people are practicing traditional marriage, where they never met their wives, okay? They only, maybe the family of the woman and the family of the husband meet, and they say, we want to we want your daughter for our son to be married, and then he will agree and she will agree, and they never met in life before, and after marriage they will live maybe 40 or 50 years together, while there is nothing in common at all. Not in education, not in maybe habits, not in anything. But there is the miracle. When it happens, the peace between the man and the woman in the marriage, when it's in the holy, okay, in the Quran. طيب ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها. And then Allah adds in this miracle وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Okay. Allah Ta'ala creates during the marriage, it's not only a ceremony. Allah Ta'ala will create وَجَعَلَ will create in that marriage al-mawadda, which is love between the two, okay, and rahmah, and mercy. Wherever this husband is, he will still be thinking of his wife, and he will be very kind to her. And that source of kindness, he doesn't know from where it comes. They call it, some people try to call it love, or sometimes they call it, I don't know what they have the names for it. But believe me, in other relationships other than marriage, this sort of mercy and this sort of love does not exist. There will be still some boundaries. In marriage it will melt. And it melts in a miracle, in a sort of a miracle. You cannot even yourself control it. And you will be always kind to your wife. The wife will always be kind to her husband. And just came out of nowhere in the heart. Allah stated this in the Quran, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And then he added, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ. In this you will see the miracle of the Creator, لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, for those who think about this relationship. And it has nothing to do with your education, with your family name, with your color, with what sort of whatever you are as a human being. It's just, if it is a marriage, okay, as per the Quran rules in Islam, you will get this. You will get the mercy, you will get the love, you will get the kindness towards your spouse. And that is a miracle. And maybe lots of Muslims, they feel it, but they ignore it sometimes. They think it's something normal. And when they ignore it, with the days, they will not be thankful for that, so it will be taken away. Okay? وَإِتَّأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِنْ شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are thankful, I will give you more. I will increase it. وَلَإِنْ كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. That's why this is when it happens. This is the source of the problems between the husband and the wife. When they forget that their relationship is itself a holy concept. It is not just a practice of tradition or just a step in life you have to take. No. It is a miracle, okay, created by Allah for you, and you need to be thankful for it. طيب. And what I want to say now, if we go to our society, we'll go to the practical world where we live, we the Muslims, and how we think of marriage. What is marriage? The majority thinks of marriage as a party. Okay? It's a party. And they will focus, sometimes even the parents, they are focusing on the party more than focusing in this relationship and these miracles. Maybe no verses of the Quran being recited at all during that ceremony at all. The female, now the concept with the female, طبعا because of the media, because of the influence, lots of influence from outside, what they think of marriage, it is a party or a ceremony. We have to celebrate and then let's forget about it. And this is very dangerous. If you are from day one, you are not getting married for the sake of Allah and to witness these miracles, then this is the door to the problems immediately. And the stories are countless, even from here, from our society. The divorce percentage are increasing every year in a scary number. Why? Very simple. It's a miracle given to you, you ignore it. Say, keep it. No need. We can celebrate the marriage, the relation between a man and a woman in our ways. What will be? They will alright, the spending, okay, of course, celebration is fine. Celebration is fine, it's in our nature as human beings. The female wants to celebrate, the man wants to celebrate, and it is something advised or instructed by our Prophet, but to a certain limitation. It shouldn't be the main aim to just have a party, okay, in a wedding hall and food, okay, and maybe spending the whole night until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then everyone goes home and forget about it. Alright? So marriage is not only a celebration. Marriage is a miracle. This is stated very clearly in the Quran Kareem. In the Holy Quran is stated very clearly. Allah said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, one of His miracles. جَعَلَ لَكُمْ أَوْ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ نَفْسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. He has created for you your spouse. Okay? لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so you can live with. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Alright. So step number 1, people need to realize marriage is a miracle. It's very hard to tell the people outside. They will think you are crazy. They think this is something normal, something casual, happens everywhere. It's not in the Quran. It is something you do to get unseen things. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. يعني you cannot think of a husband and a wife who don't want the kindness, the mercy in their marriage. But how to obtain that thing? How to obtain it? You can't buy it even. Even if you are a millionaire, you cannot buy this. You cannot buy the kindness from your wife or from your spouse, from the husband, and you say, please give me kindness. The source is a miracle itself, and you cannot control it. You are not in the control of it. Alright. Where it will appear? During the first challenge, problem, mistakes happens. Okay? It happens, the ones who are very attached to these miracles, to these ayahs, to these verses, to these instructions of the Quran, they will still realize, so they can manage. The ones who thinks, and there are people who are getting married as an economic deal, as a business. The woman is having money, or she is having a business. The husband is having a business. By the way, it happens. Okay, let's increase our business, and this is a marriage for the sake of a business. That's it. Or those who are getting married just to satisfy some sort of desire. Okay, there are people who think that once I get married, I will satisfy my desire, and that's it. So first month, second month, first year, second year, he did satisfy his desire, and then he will go look for something else. If that is the main purpose. The main purpose that the nature requires you to get married, but as per the Quran instructions. If you do this, with the days, this kindness, mercy between you and your wife is increasing. Okay? It will increase. It will, the house itself, you will feel the mercy on it. You will feel the mercy on it. طيب. Now, the Quran has explained, Allah has explained in the Quran that He is the creator. He is the one who created male and female as spouses, okay? And or as pairs. Then a person would ask, what is next? Yani there is supposed to be another instruction in the Quran tells me or how to react or treat this woman. Alright. And by the way, what has happened with the Muslims, how is the marriage ceremony happens? And this is very scary, in some sort of. It will happen in the house of Allah, in the masjid, in the mosque. Now you can imagine yourself going to the house, just this to close or to make the explanation easier. Imagine you are going to the house or to the palace of the king or the sultan. He invited you and you said, I accept the invitation. I am coming to your palace. Just you. And you go to that palace and he's waiting for you there. And then he say, make an oath, alright, that you will treat this woman with nothing but kindness and mercy. And shake your hand on this. And the king or the sultan is witnessing that. That oath he is witnessing. And in front of the crowd, say, I bear witness that I have accepted this woman, her name is etc., etc., and I will treat her with nothing but kindness and until either divorce or death. And you will ask the crowd, please witness this oath. And Allah described this oath as mithaqan ghalidha. It's a thick agreement or a heavy agreement. Why? Because it's between you and Allah, nothing else. Okay? And what people think it's a ceremony, it's a party. It's just to the mosque, and you see happy shaking his hand, and he has not gone even, he did not read in maybe a single verse in the Quran about marriage. But why he does it? Some people does it for, just as I told you, it's like a tradition. It's a stage in life, he has to do it. He has to get married. Now, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. So what happens? You go to the masjid, the house of Allah. You are in the masjid. And there are lots of crowds. And the witness is Allah. And you say, I will treat this woman, and you declare her by name, with nothing but kindness and mercy. Now if you break that oath, you will never be happy ever. Okay? And where is that instruction comes? Allah gave the instruction how to treat the woman. And said, Imsakun bima'ruf, tasrihun biihsan. Alright. Either you hold her with you as a wife with kindness, ma'ruf, and I don't know other translations, but with kindness, mercy, or tasrihun biihsan. You relieve her, okay, you release her, okay, and with ihsan. Again, al-ihsan, how to say it, it's the ultimate state of being kind, if I can translate this way. So, what happens? People always forget this treatment statement. Why? Because the male, when he has a wife, he wants to have this, to be the, he wants to be superior. He wants to give the instructions, don't go here, don't go there, do this, do that, do this, do that, and he enjoys that power. Okay? Until he forgets this verse of Quran, he starts to breach this verse of Quran, then the punishment will come. There is no kindness, no mercy, and you might have a house full of problems. Lots of problems. And this is the source. This is the source of the problems in families. Because they don't want to, and they don't want to. They will think, but this is a duty you have to do in marriage. And the criteria for marriage, lots of people have different criteria. That is the difference between marriage for the sake of Allah, marriage for the sake of tradition. What is the main difference? Marriage for the sake of Allah, you are looking for nothing but seeking that miracle, kindness and mercy. You want these things. You want the mercy, and the mercy is something you cannot describe even. When you live your daily lives and there is a mercy around you and you feel it, and you feel that maybe 10 years, 15 years, there's no problems. Everything is fine. It's itself a mercy, and you are living peacefully, stable inside and outside. You are very stable. And that mercy is a miracle, and everyone wants it. But to have it, you need to get married for the sake of Allah, and renew that. Even once you forget, you come back for the sake of Allah. Okay. Now, there are lots of stories I came across here from our society, and you will be surprised, and you will be just shocked. And some of them even happen to our friends, sadly. And you know the problem, but you cannot do anything because this is a choice of that person. You have nothing, you can give advice, but he has to sign the contract, the mithaq al-ghalid, the heavy agreement. He has to sign it, and he has to realize the concept. And the same goes for the female, for the woman. And what happened? Now the criteria. One of our friends, he was looking for a wife, okay? And his dream of the wife, that she has a very big position maybe at work. This is his dream, okay? That she has, and this is one of the things that reflects the criteria why some men wants to get or attracted to women, because of the position. And some females try to emphasize on that I am a doctor, or I am a manager, and they try to state this, that it's a state of attraction. And some men follows that. But this is very dangerous. Anyways, he got married. He found one. Okay. And I think after 2 years or 3 years, we just hear the news, and he's our neighbor, that there is a divorce. The party was very big for the wedding ceremony. It was very, very big. A big hall and big buffet and lots of events and everything. And his mother was very happy. Look, we have now, this is the wife of my son. She's very proud, and she has a good title at work. After 3 years, what happened? He said, I realized there is no common base. After the party, after the ceremony, there is no common base. Her thinking of life is completely different. Whatever in the Quran is forbidden, for her is halal. Now, how can you mix this? It will not work. There will be no mercy. The Quran is not the base. It will not work. There are two options. Either he follows the other base, which is a disaster. Otherwise, try to convince her for 3 years that the Quran is the base for marriage. She rejects. And sadly, there is the divorce. Okay? And the stories, as I told you, this is from the society I live with. where you see those people who are not seeking the miracle, they live in misery. Outside, very shiny picture. Okay, outside, it's very shiny. Nice car, nice house, nice kids. Everything looks organized and very nice. Inside, it's the state of hell. You leave, the divorce itself is a disaster. You live in that marriage, it's a disaster. And that's a punishment. Because Allah promised mercy and kindness. So where are they? Why they are not there? Why Allah has forbidden that between these two? There should be a reason. This is very important. So, imsakun bima'ruf, tasrihun biihsan. Very easy. And even it rhymes, it's very nice to say. This verse of the Quran is very, very nice. Imsakun bima'ruf, tasrihun biihsan. This is two options. There is no third. Either you have, and this is one of the common problems we have in our houses. People neglect this instruction. And that's why even during the divorce, and this is the warning, tasrihun biihsan. Khalas, when you realize that life cannot be, don't throw her. Okay? Tasrih, the getting apart, should be biihsan, with the ultimate kindness, with whatsoever you can. Because you have made that oath. Remember in the mosque? You have taken that oath that you will treat her with nothing but kindness and mercy. So now you have to make that effort. Right. And the concept of marriage, and this is what you need to realize, it will be extended in Jannah, in next life. It came from there because it's the nature, and it will be extended in next life. That's why Allah always will mention the females or the woman in Jannah. He said, وَأَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. Okay? He describes them as wives in Jannah. Okay, next slide. So whatever this relation, this holy relation, it is the same sort of relation. There will be a spouse, zawj, okay, azwaj, and there will be mercy, and there will be kindness, but in the top ultimate way. Here, you will practice this, okay? And if you succeed, it will be fast. And Allah Ta'ala in the Quran said, the verse is saying, وَأَلْحَقْنَا بِهِمْ. The verse I cannot remember now. ذرياتهم. Yes. Allah has started describing the verses, the life in heaven. Okay? This is in chapter 27, Surah At-Tur. Alright? And then he starts, إِنَّ الْمُتَّقِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ وَنَعِيمٍ. Those who are muttaqeen, the believers, are in heavens, and فَاكِهِينَ بِمَا آتَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ وَوَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ. And they are enjoying all sorts of rizqs given to them from Allah. Alright? And describes how they even sit with pleasure, متكئين على سرر مصفوفة. And then what he said, وزوجناهم. We have gotten them married. بحور عين. Alright. And then what he said, والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم بإيمان ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم. This is the continuous. Alright. Your wife here, it's based on the Quran. Alright. This relation will be transmitted After we die, the souls will be transmitted to heaven. So the relation of marriage is a heavenly relationship. It's not a party, it's not a ceremony, and it's not something traditional you have to do for the sake of society. It's a miracle. You need to follow its instructions and appreciate it and try to seek these two things: mercy, kindness. When you see them lacking, there is a problem and you need to search for it. Because if you don't hurry up and find the problem, it will increase until it will be taken away. And the thing is, where is our source of marriage? And where is our source of education on marriage? Unfortunately, in lots of cases, either from parents or from society. But no one goes for the Quran. Very rare people will go in the Quran. And the evidence, our daily lifestyle. No one, very rare people will talk about marriage in the Quran al-Karim, the Holy Quran. Why? This is the words of Allah. Okay? And what happens? We are teaching our kids, in some cases, we are teaching our kids, alright, how to disobey the Quranic instructions. How? And it happens. The father, okay, he decided he will not follow the instructions in the Quran al-Karim on treatment of the wife. The kids are watching. The kids, okay, they are watching that, for instance, and this is a very common issue with the families, that the husband hits his wife or beats his wife, okay? And the kids, from he was young, he witnessed from time to time that his father is beating up his mother. And the mother is being patient for the sake of the kids. The kids that kid is learning that this is how a father is this is how a husband is supposed to treat a wife. And he's learning. The father is teaching practically the kid, the boy, how to treat the mother. And again, if he has a daughter, what is the daughter thinking? This is marriage. This is marriage. And they don't speak. And they don't seek information. Once they grow up, what is the result? The daughter will say, I don't want to get married. Marriage is a disaster, is hell, and I am not willing to do it. And this is what's happening now. And the boy is very, very, interested to get married just to practice the beating. Okay? And it's not a coincidence when you see this generating. And I know a person who's very religious. Okay? He is leading the prayer at mosque. He makes speeches. Okay? And recently, the problem has blown up. Okay? The problem has blown up that his wife left the house and went to her parents' house. So what happened? And that wife was crying that her husband, the religious guy, is beating her up. And the beating reached a point where she cannot even stand. Okay? And then, of course, you will be angry, maybe your emotions will be mixed up, but then you will start just searching. What is the source of that act? And then you discover that his father, for 30 years, used to beat his mother up. Okay? And his thinking, khalas, it's in his heart. This is how a male is supposed to treat a female under marriage. Okay? And he cries. After he beats her up, he cries. He knows it's wrong. He knows it's a big sin, great sin. He cannot stop it. And when he cannot stop, there is only one option: divorce. And that's why I said we need to teach our kids what is marriage in the Quran. Well, at least when they are in the age of getting in the adults, or realize the relationship. Because every day people are getting the source of this relation either from the movies, okay, which is usually that the husband or the male has to spend a fortune, okay, to get the heart of the female. And in the movie usually it's happy ending. The woman is happy and the wife is, or the husband is happy, which is out of reality at all. Okay, it's not true. Or they are getting the information from the parents or from society, and they think this because the Quran is left away. No one teaching the Quran. While Allah is saying in the Quran that I have given you a miracle, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, one of his miracles that you can see is the relation between a man and a woman in marriage, and seeking the mercy and kindness. And this is very important because as I told you, it's countless. There is instruction from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What he said: what are the criteria that a person is looking for, or what the male looks for in a female for marriage, or his wife? تنكح المرأة, a woman is proposed to for marriage due to what? لمالها, for her money, maybe she's very rich. ولجمالها, because she is very beautiful. ولحسبها, okay, her family name is big, okay, and gives you bride. And then and the fourth, ولدينها, right? ونسبها. الحسب والنسب is the same, okay? حسب والنسب is the family name, which gives you bride, that you are now a member of that family, or you are connected to that family. And by the way, it's everywhere. Even with the Western, they have these family names. They call it Al something, okay? And the last one is what? ولدينها, for her religion, the status of her religion, how much she is close to Allah. And then what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, فَظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ. He didn't say choose. He said try to win the one with the religion. Why? Because when the base of marriage is the religion, you will get that miracle, the mercy and the kindness. Other than that, it will be a completeness. And definitely we have witnessed, when the marriage is not based on religion, what does it look like? Everyone knows. Everyone knows. And the same goes for the criteria for the man. إِذَا جَاءَكُم مَّن تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ. If someone proposed to your daughters from the one you are satisfied with his ethics and religion, فَزَوِّجُوا, then accept him. Okay. Now, we have completely ignored these criteria, okay? Because now we are living in the modern life and we are paying the price. A very heavy price, but we have to pay it. This is what happens. Now if you take a survey for female students, for instance, who are in the age of marriage, from maybe 18 to maybe 30, and make a survey, what is the criteria for you to get married? She will struggle to mention religion, or being taqi, or good Muslim. She will struggle to mention this. She will mention everything outside. Why? Because she is ignored. She is an ignorant. She doesn't know the kindness and mercy, okay, in the Quran. She doesn't know. If she knew, she will pick that. But she doesn't know. Okay? And same goes for the boys and the males. Their criteria is beauty, okay? Maybe wealth, maybe because maybe the family names, but the least will be religion. And it's a relationship. Females try to seek what are the males attracted to. It's like a trend. If all males are trending that their criteria for marriage is beauty, all females are doing surgeries, okay, plastic surgeries, just to get the satisfaction to their purpose. If the males, and here is the source, if the males are attracted, and this trend happens here even now, okay, if all the males are talking about that the criteria is money, that the woman should be working and she has a job, you will see these females are trying to fight to get in college, to get work, so they will be attracted to by the males. If it's by the family name, same goes here. Because this is a nature. Women or females attracting the other gender is something in their nature. This is something in their nature. And they keep their brothers, okay, their whatsoever their relatives talking about, what they are talking about, what they are attracted to in women. And when they hear that the males are attracted to working women, every woman is trying to get a work. Whether she can or she cannot, she just have to sign up and she has to work. If they are attracted to beauty, all these females, as I told you, they will be. But if the males are talking about religion, all females will try to get that character, the religious type. If no one can, and this is a big challenge because with the days, the Quran is getting neglected more and more. Okay, and the disasters happens more and more because the society all will pay the price, not a single family. The society, it's an Islamic society. They neglected a verse of the Quran. All of them will pay the price. I'll give an example. A family, okay, maybe they are having 4 or 5 kids, okay, and after struggling maybe 5, 6, 10 years, okay, they couldn't stand the relation, they divorced. What does a divorce mean? The woman is somewhere and the husband is somewhere else, and the kids in the middle. Who will take these kids? The street. And these statements are not from imagination. These are statistics even in the West. Divorced families are more exposed to all types of wrong deeds. They will be raised by the street. That's it. Now, that kid, let's say, because the father is busy, trying maybe to get another wife, trying to get a business, something, now he's not with the family. The mother is also busy, okay? And everyone say, this is not my business, this is your kids, no, this is your kids, and Iblis will play there, okay? And this kid, at least one of the 4, of the 5, or either he's a boy or a girl, okay, will be attracted by the street, and then he is like a disaster, will try to influence the other kids with their straight families. In school, at neighborhood, he will be an influence, and then will attract another one, and that 2 will attract another one, 3. The 3 will attract another one, and it will be spreading. And how to control? There will be no mercy, no kindness. And this is, by the way, what we are living now. This is what we are living now. Everyone will say, when they send their kids to school, okay, they know they are sending them to in the wrong place, but they have to. They will be mixed with lots of kids and lots of families which they don't care at all about their kids. So you work very hard at your home to raise your kids in a straight manner, and then they get exposed with kids who have never been raised with anything but from the street. Okay? And then they come back and they spend 7 hours. They come back, then you try to rectify, try to correct things, and then again back to the school, and it happens the same. The whole society will pay the price. Marriage is something social in society. If there are no motivations to rectify it, every day it will become more disastrous. طيب. There is one last point. Iblis, the shaitan, one of his top enjoyment, one of his top targets, to part this holy relationship. And you need to focus on this. Okay? This is one of his targets. Because once he does that, it will be easier for him to lead each one separately to the wrong deeds. And this is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, the Surah, the cow, where Allah mentioned وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا, which are the wizards. Okay, they are learning the spells, the satanic spells. مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. You cannot imagine that there are wizards, witches, which are learning spells for years, only for one objective. What is it? To part that relationship. That's it. And because, as I told you, when you part this holy relationship, it's a holy relationship, the mercy and kindness is not there because there is no marriage. Khalas. So now they have to do it on their own. They have to work hard on their own. It's harder for them. It's easier for Iblis to send his agendas to that person, whether male or female. Okay? So people need to be careful. When they say marriage, they need to be careful. What does it mean? What is that relationship? And how to be thankful to Allah. Okay? And the more you are thankful, the more you are faithful to that relationship, the more that sort of mercy and kindness will increase. The more you get bored, say, khalas, I got married, you have the house, have the car, have the kids, and everything is smooth. What is next? You are getting bored, you are not being thankful, you will be missing things, problems will start to come, and then disaster will happen. Okay? So teaching the kids, this is supposed to be one of the targets in society, especially those who are in teenagers, to be taught why Allah created the male and female. وَأَنَّهُ خَلَقَ الزَّوْجَيْنِ. This is a statement. This is Quran, this is verse. خَلَقَ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى. Because the media will tell them other ideas than the Quranic ideas. And definitely completely opposing that idea. And they will realize this maybe after the 30th or 40th of their age. And that is a disaster. Anyways, so to sum up the summary, marriage is not a party. The ceremony is nice, but sometimes even the women try to emphasize on this. They try to focus on the party more than trying to focus on this holy relationship. And you can never, it's very rare where you see when they attend the marriage, they go and advise that new wife, they will go to her and tell her, Allah said in the Quran this and that. No, nothing. They will attend the party, they will eat the food and go home. that is not, it's not even nice for her rights. She's a new wife, she's a new bride. These women are, at least those who have been exposed to this Quran or these ayats, they need to deliver that message to her. Can I have 5 minutes words to you? And tell her, this is what Allah said, be careful. And congratulations. That's it. And same goes also for the men ceremony. Okay? So marriage is something holy from Allah. It's not a party in the Quran. This you need to pay attention. The main purpose of marriage, of course, to continue the generations, right? To continue the life on earth. But for you, as an individual, to seek kindness and mercy. You cannot have those two except in marriage. Alright? The third point is what is the rule of treatment in marriage between the man and the woman. Okay? إمساك بمعروف تسريح بإحسان. No third option. Okay? This is very important. The fourth point is the concept of marriage is a heavenly concept that will continue in next life. For those who are waiting for it, it will happen in next life. All in the Quran verses, Allah describes the women in heaven as wives. أزواج مطهرة وزوجناهم. We have gotten them married. So the concept of the relation between a man and a woman other than a marriage is satanic concept. So either marriage or whatsoever of relationship is from Satan. The last point is how to teach our kids. You pay very special attention to this. Kids are learning how the wife is treating her husband, how the husband is treating his wife. And by the way, they are very much influenced by that. They think, especially if that guy is religious or that woman is religious. She claims she is religious, she is practicing. So the daughter, what he thinks, this is religion. This is what Allah says. She sees her mother and she thinks this is what Allah says. What she wears, how she behaves, how she treats her husband. All of this, the daughter thinks this is what Allah wants. Same goes for the son. What he thinks of his father, especially if he's religious, he thinks this is what Allah said. So they are learning. And you will take some of the responsibility, or most of it, for what he practiced next when he gets married. If it's good, of course you taught him this. If it's bad, you taught him this. Okay? So I think we will conclude with this. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Thank you for listening and being patient to listen. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. And I think there is a sister who wants to announce her shahada. So please come. So, what is your name, sister? Amira. So, you want to accept Islam?
Please.
You're doing it on your own will or someone is forcing you to do it?
No, it's my own.
Your own free will?
Yeah.
So, say after me, I bear witness.
I'll be a witness.
There is no God.
There is no God.
But Allah.
But Allah.
And I bear witness.
I'll be a witness.
That Muhammad.
That Muhammad.
Is his messenger.
Is his messenger.
So now say it in Arabic. أشهد.
أشهد.
أن لا.
ألا.
إله.
إله.
إلا الله.
إلا الله.
وأشهد.
وأشهد.
أن. محمدا.
محمد.
رسول الله.
رسول الله.
Congratulations, sisters. Now you are a Muslim.
Thank you.